tuning in this Tuesday morning. Beautiful looking morning. Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Centers. And of course, he comes on the air with us each day to remind us of our part in the whole blood bank story, which is to donate blood. Because your other part might be to accept and receive blood one day. Yeah. You never know. Not that we want that, but it's inevitable in the course of a lifetime. Good morning, Galen. How you doing?
Hey, good. Thank you, Larry. Robin, how are y'all?
Good. How was yesterday? Yesterday was the golf thing, the tournament?
Yeah, it was the golf tournament, and Dan and I won.
Awesome. Good job.
The team we were on won. I think we contributed about nothing to the other two guys we played with. They were really good, but it was a great time. We raised a lot of money for the 5 Points of Life Foundation, and that's really what it was about.
There you go. Do you know what the number is? How much money you raised?
No, we don't. We were still, after our live auction, they were still doing some math when I left. So hopefully I'll find out this morning. But it's one of our biggest fundraisers that we do all year. So it's really cool.
Have you ever done play-by-play for golf?
Yeah. I worked for the PGA Tour Radio Network back in the 90s.
So is the demeanor...
The 90s? Yeah, 90s, early 90s.
Is the demeanor that we hear, is that... I mean, how does that make its way to the actual broadcaster? I mean, because you could do play-by-play for any sport. I mean, do you have to become the screaming guy like a football game, at a football game, or the whispering?
No, it's... the truth is people expect you to mirror the pace and the energy of the event you're covering, right? So if you're at a pep rally, they expect you to be excited. If you're at a football game, they expect you to be excited. And if you're at golf, they expect you to be controlled.
Oh, really?
Polite, courteous. Yeah, absolutely. And so you tend to talk like this, and as he approaches out on the 17th, that's how they expect you to talk.
Oh,
even though you're 100 yards from them in some cases in a booth. That's how they expect you to act. And, like at a race car, we'll compare it to NASCAR. The NASCAR guys, they're high energy. They talk really fast because their cars are going really fast.
Yeah.
Baseball is a little more methodical. You have a lot more time, and so your cadence is a little slower.
It is a talent that I am in awe of. It's a talent that I respect and that I admire, that I know I'll never have, but I've certainly been around guys who were talented in that aspect. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one thing, though. I don't ever want to go to Checkers to get hamburgers for a play-by-play guy ever again.
Okay.
Well, see, because you're so emotional. Well, maybe not at the golf. Maybe if you were doing play-by-play for golf, you'd be fine. But when you're doing play-by-play for football and you say, hey, guys, I'm doing nothing. Anybody want something to eat? I'm going to Checkers. Yeah. And then you get your order, right?
Yeah.
All right. And you bring back a Diet Coke instead of a Coke or something. You make a mistake. That hamburger ends up thrown against the wall.
Yes.
Mustard and ketchup sliding down the wall.
In the radio station.
If you can't bring me a Diet Coke or whatever it was I got wrong, don't bring me anything at all.
Yeah, through that thing.
Whoa.
That was horrible.
Hello? There was no cheese on it, just like you wanted. Now it's all over the wall.
True story.
But see, at the golf tournament, you wouldn't have that. The golf play-by-play guy, he would say, oh, Diet Coke. No problem.
I guess so. I guess it depends on the guy.
Yeah, you
I'm
sports
pretty sure
guys.
Jim Nance would care.
Yeah, you sports guys, you get pretty physical. You throw things.
Robin, I was shocked. I was shocked at your reaction today to the.
Wait, we get the
plate date with Tom Brady. I was shocked by how
he jumped the bridge.
You were.
He jumped the bridge.
Oh, was I not supposed to jump?
No, it's okay. I wanted to go there, but I
don't ever know where we're going.
I know.
I have show notes.
I know. I had something else I was going to ask him, though, wasn't it?
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to tell you something, and then we'll do that. Mm-hmm. I had a funny email from one of our listeners who said that your blood report is like the LA weather report. It never changes.
Yeah.
That's right. It's going to rain today at 4:30. I mean, we always need O negative. We always will. that's kind of it. Once in a while we'll need something else, but sometimes it's smoggy in LA and sometimes it's not. But we always need O-neg.
Yeah,
There'll always be traffic.
So the question that came to me when I was reading that email was this: do larger cities have different blood reports? Like, would one day in LA, one day they say we need B today, we need A today? I mean, would it change every day? No.
No. I mean, and the reason we need O-negative is because 7% of the population has it, but we transfuse it in our hospitals anywhere between 10 to 15% of the time. So for every, in order for us to collect 7 O-negs, we have to see 100 people.
Okay.
And so, it's just hard. It's a mathematical problem. And O-negative's the universal donor, and those are that we send O-negs to all the trauma patients and all the pediatrics, and that's where that blood goes to. So that's why we need O-negs to donate, and that's why if you're an O-neg, we call you all the time.
Yeah. Galen, you got to see this video. I put it on my Facebook page. It's a mother-to-be. She went blind when she was 17, and the doctor prints up a 3D image of her sonogram, and she feels the baby for the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really
that's
cool.
Make
Really
you
cool.
cry.
That's cool. I'll have to watch that.
It will.
That's all.
It might make you cry. Yeah.
That's a good point. Sonogram is such an emotional time for any new parent.
Right.
And, that's awesome that he allowed somebody who couldn't see that opportunity. Yeah, that's cool.
And if you watch the video, you get the sense that she had no idea he was doing this. He hands it to her.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and in Braille it says, "I am your son." So, all right.
Good for him.
We do have a phone call, so let's go to the phone call. But real quickly, for the caller, just real quick, I have to mention that this segment with Galen Unold and the important message of donating blood is sponsored by Penn Flooring. Go to Penn Flooring. They've got some beautiful flooring. Make your home look better. Remodel from the floor up. They've got 25 years of experience doing this. They know what they're doing. They'll put it in for you. They'll give you the instructions you need to take care of it, which I should have paid attention when the guy said, get the vacuum out every now and then, would you? They've got a showroom, a beautiful showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the McKay-Williams Bridge. Penn Flooring. Thank them for sponsoring Galen. All right. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. You're on the air with Galen.
Okay. Good morning, all. I got a question for Galen. Galen, do you always have the same blood type as your parents, or can you have a different blood type?
If your parents are both O's, you're going to have to be an O. If you have one parent that's an A and one parent that is a B, then you can have any of the main blood types, 4 main blood types. But if both your parents are B, you can be a B or an O. That's just a genetic issue. So
right.
if one of your parents is a B and one of your parents
low count in the country, what's the reason for that?
For O negatives?
Yeah.
Well, there's just a fewer number of people on the planet that are what they call Rh negative, so and then you put that's the real reason. So there are fewer B negatives and ABs in the world than there are O negatives. It's just we use a lot more O negative than we use anything else. So,
there you go. Now we know.
Percentage-wise.
Thank you, Hugh. Good questions. So if your parents have BO, you have BO. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's correct. Yeah, if both of your parents are O, you have no choice but to be an O.
Okay. All right.
That's amazing.
All right. So let's.
And O, just so you know, O means you don't have the antigen, whereas A means you have that antigen. B means you have that antigen.
Oh.
AB means you have both. O means you're absent of all antigens.
Speaking of O, today's National Odometer Day.
That's cool.
Which I might parlay
I'm really
that.
glad you reminded me about that.
I might parlay that into a road trip discussion, but I know that Joe Brady is on your mind.
Tom Brady?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just did that.
I know you did that on
I just
purpose.
did that. I just did that so that everyone would realize that this is something that's not important to me. That is important to you. All right. Did you hear my story about the dogs on the dock?
I missed that.
Oh, you did?
I missed that.
Well, let me
yeah.
repeat it. I was on the dock one time with 2 dogs. One of them was my sister's. The other one was a
Were
dog.
you sitting on the dock of the bay?
No, it was a lake. I was on that. And the 2 dogs started fighting. And I decided to push them in the water to break them up. And I figured no harm would happen. We're not that in deep water.
Go to jail now.
They wouldn't die. It would have been fine. But instead, they bit me. And I ended up with a gash. So I decided not to ever get in the middle of a dog fight again. which means that since you and Robin kind of have different opinions about this Joe Brady thing, that I'm just gonna watch. So, do you have something to say about the Joe Brady thing? Tom Brady.
Yeah. Here's my thing on the whole thing.
There we go.
So they gave him four games, and then they took away 2 draft picks, a number 1 pick and the number 4th pick, and they fined him $1 million and what he did. Even if you do believe he did it, and I think he had something to do with it, they gave him. That's what he did. He inflated a football, and I could tell you, and you would never be able to tell the difference between a football that was inflated at 12.5 and 11.5. You would never be able to tell. First of all, it was really cold that day. He was wearing a glove. He probably couldn't tell you he holds the ball for less than 5 seconds for each play. So I don't think that he had the opportunity to stop the game and tell the official that, hey, this isn't inflated. Number 2, the equivalent of this 4-game suspension, that's the same number of games they suspend someone who failed a performance-enhancing drug test. So somebody who puts an illegal substance in their body to perform and potentially kill someone because they're performing outside of their capabilities of a human body only get 4 games. Ray Lewis, who killed a man in Atlanta during the Super Bowl in 2000, was suspended 0 games. People who get DUIs in the NFL and are in accidents and DUIs get 1 to 2 games. So I think this was really more about taking a shot at Tom Brady and the New England Patriots than it was more about the inflation of a football.
You're a good debater. Robin?
He's very good. I just think that, that's his job. That's Tom Brady's job, even though you're wearing gloves.
Which part is his job?
Yeah.
Which part is his job? It's not his job.
He cut you off.
It's okay.
No, it's no, I'm serious. Well, I hear that, and it's like it's not his job to inflate the football.
Robin?
That's the equipment manager's job.
I'm
That's
just being the referee
official's
here.
job. It's not the quarterback's job.
All right. You got to word the opponent here, Robin.
Yeah, but his job is to hold that football, even if it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, however long or not however long he holds it. It's his job to hold that football, position his fingers, and I think that's your job. You know the way the football feels, whether you have gloves on or not, if it's, inflated properly or not inflated properly. And, this guy is a mega star. He's got a lot of money, huge salary. He has a lot of adoring fans. And I think that he should have noticed that football, there was something not right about it, and he should have brought it to somebody's attention instead of just going with it, because in my opinion that was cheating. And why should you cheat if you've got everything going for you? You're letting your fans down and the people that think you're a hero and idolize you. I just think he knew.
There you go.
That's all.
Wow, nothing. Nothing. He fell off.
Well, Galen's calling back now.
Oh.
He's calling back.
Oh, I thought he was just being polite.
Sorry about that.
All right, let me take a break and we'll be right back. Did you hear what Robin said? No. Galen?
Oh, are you still there?
Yeah.
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, we're taking a break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and warm today with a hit-or-miss thunderstorm, high 87 to 91. Partly cloudy tonight, low 67 inland, 72 along the coast. Tomorrow, times of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior, a high 88 to 92. Thursday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 84 at the coast, 90 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
20 minutes after 8. I love a good debate. I love a good debate. I love skilled debaters, and I think I'm pretty good at evaluating a debate for the debate's sake, right?
Yeah.
When one of the debaters' phone cuts off.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So what was the part that you said off the air about the phone? Not your phone, but whose phone? What were you talking about?
Well, one of the things they said in the report, and the reason they hit them so hard is because the Patriots are uncooperative. And one of the things they wanted Tom Brady to turn over his phone to the NFL so they could search it for all the emails and phone messages.
Right, I think he said, "Hey, I'm going to deflate the balls."
The equipment manager. Yeah,
Really?
That they were basically wanted him to turn over his phone. Now, the Patriots turned over the phones of their equipment manager and the guy who actually deflated the balls, who's a part-time employee and only works on game days. It's true. That's the fact. So they turned over those phones because they were owned by the Patriots. Now look, Tom Brady is a high-profile guy. He's married to a supermodel. There is no reason in the world for him to turn over his phone. I wouldn't turn over my phone. I mean, I'm sure that we all have something on our phone that we don't want to be read or seen.
What was the phone going to prove? I mean, do they actually think he was tweeting people? Hey, I'm going to deflate the ball?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what they have is and what they got him on is there's the phone messages between Tom Brady and the equipment manager, and that they wanted to have to see if Tom Brady was texting anybody else about the footballs and everything else. And so they never got anything that says, "Hey, I need you to deflate the balls under the allowed pressure." That they never got. What they have is this guy, he goes in and Walt Anderson's the referee, and he goes in. He never manually records the actual pressure of the football before the game starts. He never wrote that down. What we're doing is we're taking this guy's word for it. The Indianapolis Colts reported this and told the NFL, "Hey, you need to look out because New England plays with footballs that are not inflated to minimum of 12.5." And so the NFL knew this was coming. It was a sting operation from the get-go. And instead, if somebody tells me, "Hey, I need to look out for this," I'm going to protect the footballs. So after the referee measures the footballs and they're okay, they give them to the equipment manager. The equipment manager goes into the restroom for 90 seconds, deflates the football, and during this time, Walt Anderson saying, "Hey, where are the footballs?" They couldn't find the footballs. They actually delayed the start of the game because they couldn't find the footballs. So how big of a deal can this possibly be? How big of a deal can this possibly be if, according to reports, if they're true, this has been done by the New England Patriots since 2005, that they've been underinflated? Why all of a sudden is it a big deal now?
All right.
It's really such an integrity issue.
Let's go to the phone. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jersey Nick here. One thing that has never been brought up and I think is vital, the referee, Mr. Anderson, holds every football and puts it in play from both teams. Now, during that entire game, he never noticed that the New England ball felt a little bit softer than the Colt ball.
Good point.
I have no idea.
Yeah, good point.
It's a fair point. And see, that's the thing. I think people, the feel of the football, you don't touch it for very long. I mean, it's not like you get to hold it. It's fast. I mean, somebody's handing you the ball, you're throwing it in.
Right.
They put it down. The center probably holds it longer than anybody else who's actually on the field playing, to be honest with you.
I understand that.
He's thinking about 7 other things.
This man is a professional. He does this. This is his living. He holds and touches hundreds and thousands of footballs during the season. And if one ball is underinflated by even a pound, he should tell the difference.
I agree.
Robin and Grace.
Yeah, and here's an
job.
important part. So the inconsistency that the NFL has on this is, and they have a very tight range. It's between I think 12.5 and 15.5 psi, right? So there was a game in which the referee before the game took the ball. He didn't measure it apparently. He just pumped it up because it was a little soft. He pumped it up, and after the game they measured it, and the football was over 16 psi, and so they played the entire game with footballs that were overinflated.
Inflated, okay.
So was that a big deal? And that was against the Jets. And so is that now? What about that game? Is that under the integrity of the game? So all this comes out, and now you're going to. They really punished the New England Patriots.
Oh yes, definitely.
for their arrogance more than anything else. And I mean the New England Patriots have won, their division for 11 out of the last 12 years and won 4 Super Bowls. And I think this is their way the NFL's kind of way to try to level the playing field.
Well, also New England Pats have a past record of cheating. And
okay, here we go.
That's in the office's mind.
Let's talk about Spygate.
I have such an easy job.
And I know we don't have a lot of time. Here's what the whole premise behind Spygate was. What they did is they filmed the defensive coordinator bringing in the signals. Up until 6 months before that was a perfectly legal practice that was done across the NFL. What the New England Patriots did is they didn't stop doing it. Now, you could argue that you can watch any football game on TV, and they are broadcasting in the defensive coordinator into place on almost every shot. If you get the NFL package, there's a sideline view. And on the sideline view, you can see the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator sending in plays. So, yeah, you did it, and they hammered them for that. They lost draft picks. They got fined, all of those things. But the bottom line is that football did not help New England, and it didn't hurt the New England or the Indianapolis Colts. That had no bearing on who won or lost that game. Because if you remember, after halftime when they supposedly fixed the footballs, that's when New England went on to score 30 unanswered points. So I think all of this has nothing to do with the football.
We were punishing them by underinflating the football. We held them to nothing in the first half, or 7 points. Now,
they were winning by 10 at the halftime. They were winning by 10 at halftime, and then they turned it on and blew them out in the second half.
Right.
So it's disappointing because they went after this guy because he's good.
Thank you.
Here's a
Appreciate
true
that.
story. This is an absolute fact, and it's not deniable. If this happened to a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars, we would never have talked about it. We would never have talked about it if it happened to a team like the Jaguars. Because, first of all, nobody would really care because people are indifferent against the Jaguars. It's true. This was a high-profile story because it happened to the New England Patriots, and they're the highest-profile team in the NFL today. That's the bottom line.
Robin, he convinced you? Did he change your mind at all?
No.
No.
No, because if you believe, you believe it. You believe it.
All right. So today's National
I
Odometer Day. We got a lot of mileage out of that one, I think.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what that means by it's his job. It's not his job to inflate the football.
It's not his job, Robert.
Yeah.
But I thought you meant National Odometer
Not
Day.
his job.
Galen's very good.
Is there any way that you can tell us where the Bloodmobile is today?
I can, Larry. I can. If you're going to be nice to me.
I'm always nice to you.
Get me an argument.
I'm always nice.
Okay. All right.
I just admire your debating skills.
Yeah, he's very good.
Fun. It's fun. All right, we're actually at Walmart on Wedgwood Road today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, from 11 to 7 we're out there. So,
okay.
Now, Robin, with the deflated voice,
yes,
could you tell us where you might donate blood? Just say, I don't know.
At Win Dixie.
See, deflated really does make a difference.
You know that Winn-Dixie is closed down.
I didn't know.
Oh, it is?
Galen, we got to go.
No.
Go donate blood. Thank you, Galen. That was fun.
All right. Bye, all.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Just weeks after a major quake hit Nepal, it's hit by a new large quake. That's from cameras inside the parliament in Kathmandu. The 7.3 magnitude quake followed by a power